Leo, I hope one day I can love the way that you love me.
You figured it out once. You'll do it again.
How do you look at the girl you love and tell yourself it's time to walk away? That's the dilemma Leo faces. So, what's another term for one-sided love? Well, join us on our latest Cinephile episode to find out, and be sure to visit our FUNDAY website for more. What's up, movie fans? I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. The Vow is a 2012 American romantic drama film, inspired by the true story of Kim and Cricket Carpenter. The film stars Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum as Paige and Leo Collins. Following a car accident that puts Paige into a coma, she wakes up with severe memory loss, as her husband Leo works to win her heart again. Paige Collins and her husband Leo come out of a movie theater. On their way home, at a stop sign, Paige unbuckles her seatbelt to lean over and kiss Leo. At that very moment, a truck rams their car from behind, and Paige crashes through the windshield. Both of them are then rushed to the emergency room.
My theory is that these moments of impact, these flashes of high intensity that completely turn our lives upside down, actually end up defining who we are.
4 years ago, Leo describes one of his favorite memories, the moment he first saw Paige, and they locked eyes. He chased after her at the parking lot to ask her out. She agrees, and their romance story began. We see their courtship and little moments of their relationship that ultimately led to their wedding day at the Art Institute of Chicago, where they exchanged vows.
I vow to help you love life, to always hold you with tenderness, and to have the patience that love demands. To speak when words are needed, and to share the silence when they're not. To agree to disagree on red velvet cake. And to live within the warmth of your heart, and always call it home.
Leo then says his vows, where he promises to love her fiercely and that no matter what challenges take them apart, that they will always find a way back to each other. As they're being pronounced husband and wife, the museum security walks in on them. They run away and escape with their small wedding party to end up at the Cloud Gate. Back to the present day. Paige is put into an induced coma, and when she regains consciousness, she thinks Leo is her doctor, having lost all memories of the past few years. Leo is devastated, but the doctor said it's to be expected after a brain injury and her memory could come back with time. Later, she finds Leo asleep and wakes him, wanting to chat about their past.
So I just wanted to verify a few things with you about me, about us.
Great.
So we're married.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have weird hair.
I think that's taking a narrow view. But you said that it takes too long to straighten, and you'd rather use that time to work in your studio.
My studio? Why do I have a studio?
Okay, you're an artist. Sculptor. A really good one.
But Paige still seemed to be confused by all of it. The next day, when Leo returns to the hospital, he finds out that Paige has been moved to a VIP room. He rushes over and finds her wealthy parents, Bill and Rita, in the room with her. They confront him about not being informed about the incident. Later, Paige questions Leo about her past and why she has not been in touch with her family and friends. Leo explains that she had broken ties with them before meeting him. On the day of her release, Paige's parents insist on taking her home with them, and she agrees. Just as she is about to leave, Leo comes running to play her a voice message she left him before the accident.
You said you wanted evidence.
Okay, yeah, well, let's have a listen.
Hey, baby. I'm sorry, I'm still at my studio. I miss you so bad, my sculptures are starting to look like you. So, what are you doing later? I kind of
Upon hearing it, Paige says she sounds happy and decides to give it a shot and leave with Leo instead, hoping it will help her regain her lost memory. Paige is welcomed home with a surprise party by her friends, but as soon as she walks in, she finds it overwhelming. Later, Leo apologizes for not being more sensitive, but out of frustration, she yells and asks to be alone. The next morning, they make up.
Wow, you normally do all this?
This is my apology for last night. That was such a bonehead move. I just wasn't thinking.
No, please, I'm sorry. I don't want you to worry about me, okay?
While Leo heads to work at his recording studio, Paige ventures out to her regular cafe, but gets lost on her way back. She calls her mother, as it's the only number she remembers, and later returns home to inform Leo that they've been invited to dinner with her family. At dinner and in the bar later, Leo can immediately sense that he does not fit in with her family or her friends. It was especially uncomfortable when he witnesses Paige interact with her former fiancé. Leo consolidates with his coworker the next day, who suggests to rekindle things with Paige, so he gives it a shot when he returned home, where he finds her trying to piece her memory together, but struggles still.
It's not happening.
Okay? No, please don't do that. Come on.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, was that one of our things?
Yeah, kinda.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to say it. You don't. I get it. It'll all come back. We just have to keep doing what we're doing. Let you fall back into your life. It'll all sort itself out.
Yeah.
The next morning, Paige asks Leo to show her her studio. He enthusiastically takes her and shows her around, but soon, again, it becomes too much for her. She decides, with her sister's wedding approaching, that she should stay home with family. Leo is disappointed, but comes up with a strategy to win her back. While Paige was at the doctor's for her regular checkup, she suggests her to fill the holes in her memory rather than be afraid of her past. At the wedding rehearsal, Leo asks Paige out on a date.
You can't remember how we met. And you can't remember how we fell in love. And in a way, yeah, that sucks. But it was the greatest time in my life. And I just thought how cool it would be to get to experience it all over again.
Like reading your favorite book for the first time.
Exactly.
Leo takes Paige out and reminds her of all their special spots, moments, and traditions. As the evening progresses, Paige begins opening up to Leo again, and they spend the night together. Leo is convinced that she's back, just like old times, but in reality, Paige is still unsure. At the wedding, Paige's dad attempts to persuade Leo to divorce his daughter, and Jeremy talks trash about chances to bed his wife, resulting in Leo punching him. Paige runs out and Leo chases after her.
Leo.
No, I think we just need to start being realistic. Your memory's not coming back. The fact is that I'm still just a stranger.
I'm not trying to hurt you. But I'm so tired of disappointing you.
Leo laments about the ending of their relationship and eventually signs the divorce papers. At a store, Paige sees an old friend who, unaware of her amnesia, apologizes for having had an affair with Paige's dad. Paige realizes that's the reason for her leaving and confronts her mom about lying, but she said they couldn't stand the idea of losing her again. Paige asks Leo why he never told her, and he replies he wanted to earn her love instead of driving her away from her parents. Over time, Paige begins to rediscover her passions and quit law school. She informs her dad and affirms him that she still loves him despite his mishaps.
A moment of impact, whose potential for change has ripple effects far beyond what we can predict. Sending some particles crashing together, making them closer than before. While sending others spinning off into great ventures. Landing where you'd never thought you'd find them.
In our art studio, Paige finds the menu card on which she had written her wedding vows and is deeply moved. On a snowy day, Paige finds Leo at their usual cafe spot and thanks him for all he has done.
Thank you.
I didn't do anything.
You did everything. You accepted me for who I am, and not for what you wanted me to be.
I just wanted you to be happy. That's all.
The two kindle their romance, and we see them walking off together. The end credits scene reveals the real couple, Kim and Cricket, who inspired the film. Even though Kim never regained her memory, they still remain happily married with 2 kids.
接下来我们来揭晓今天电影名《爱重来》The Vow 要学什么。
Leo is treated like a complete stranger after Paige's accident that caused her memory loss. But Leo's love never changed. This is described as a one-sided love, 单恋, or unrequited love, 单相思的. When one person yearns for unconditional love from another individual who doesn't feel the same way. For example, Johnny has unrequited love for a girl in his class. Johnny 单恋他班上的一个女孩. Some of the signs for unrequited love includes unreciprocated emotions, having an unrealistic view of the person you're in love with, one-sided contact through cell phone, text, or social media, longing for your persons of interest touch. Getting friend-zoned by a person you like is another form of a one-sided love. If you find yourself in an unrequited love situation, give yourself and the person some distance to allow space and time for both to move on. Hope you've learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the FUNDAY website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Who's the president?
Of the country?
Yeah.
Obama?
The senator?
Yeah, you voted for him.